Am I live? Because this did not look how it normally looks when I go live. I'm going to wait 1 second until I see somebody come on. Otherwise, I have to restart. And I'm saying this if you're watching the replay so that you know why I'm just sitting here staring at myself. This is so weird. Maybe I can see here. Give me 1 sec. Oh, there we go. Hi. Okay. Hi, guys. I was having an issue figuring out if I was actually live, but I think I am. Yes. Hi, Nicola. Okay. Yes, we're live. Cool. That is good. Tech issues. We just got new internet, fiber, and everybody's like, it's the best. It's so fast. It's amazing. It's been nothing but trouble. I don't know why. The kids are so mad at me because they think that their gameplay is jeopardized. You know how it is. Who else is here? Let me know. Say hello. You know, I love to chat and tailor our discussion. And Nicola, thank you so much for your awesome positive feedback about the Pitch Lab. I'm so grateful. I'm really happy that you dove in and spent all of that time going through everything and seeing really how much is in there and all the value of the resources that we put in there for you. And for anybody else, we are actually, I just want to do this because I don't like the color I have on. We are actually redesigning everything. Hello, good evening, Beverly. Nice to see you. We're redesigning everything so that we can have the roadmap up to date. So the entire comprehensive program that teaches you how to provide PR as a service, soup to nuts, basically like building your media list and your strategy, establishing the client's goals and objectives, and then your strategy and tactics in order to achieve those goals. And then working all the way through pitching, following up, drafting pitch ideas, following up, and leveraging. So it is a phenomenal program. And honestly, like it's probably a $2,000 program, but it's just inside of the Pitch Lab. And I don't know that it's going to be that way for good because we are talking about restructuring our offerings, trying to provide smaller solutions that are more bite-sized so that we're not overwhelming with the volume of content because as Nicola saw, we give you a lot. There's a lot. And it doesn't mean you have to go through everything, but it's there for you. And I think some people feel a little overwhelmed by the volume of resources they have access to in the Pitch Lab. So we're kind of rejigging everything just to give you some clarification. But I'm so glad you guys found me and you're on here. Welcome. If you have any questions about that, let me know. We're going to do everything we can to just it's about you guys, like giving you the value and the resources in the format that is going to serve you best. That's what it is. So, and today we are going to talk about clients, when it's time to let go, how to identify that, how you do it graciously. And I also want you to think in terms of even preventing new clients coming in, like when it's time to say no in that initial like sales process. Because sometimes those red flags go off and you're like, well, it's a client. Let's just see how this goes. Okay. So how do you know when it's time to move on from a client? This is how and when, let's not say fire. Fire is this is the SEO term that's very optimized, but part ways. That must be Chrissy. It's a Facebook user. I'm assuming that's Chrissy. And yes, I had a big thought in my mind as I was reviewing this content that this is very timely for you and others. And this is also the last day to enroll in my Elevate program. And this is, Nelson. Oh, hello, Nelson. Okay. Interesting, because Chrissy sometimes, okay, interesting. Yes, I know you do, Nelson, and you and I are very aligned on this. This is the link to Elevate. It is not for everybody. It is for those of you who are really ready to access that next level of growth, of clarity, of inspiration inside of you, building your business, next level of revenue growth, creating something that is aligned in your life, getting clarity around your goals in life, your goals for your business, relationships you want to deepen, friendships, connections that you want to nurture, the level of influence that you want to have over your community, your clients, your team, your family, and going deep on how to increase that so that you have more harmony in your life, more depth of connection, right? And just unlocking that best version of yourself. And this is me personally coaching you in a very small, high level group setting. And the way that this program shakes out, the transformations are different for everybody. It is really tailored to where you are in your business and your life, what your goals are, what it is that you're looking to unlock, to improve in your own life. So it's really challenging to give a tangible outcome for Elevate because there are so many important intangibles that we focus on that work together to create massive growth, massive outcomes. So it's hard for me to be like, when you finish this, you are going to have blah, blah, blah. We had a member 4x her revenue immediately after the program, 4x. That is Tia, and I'm going to mention it by name because she gave us a testimonial around that. Her confidence level, Megan Shanley, the clarity level that she got, the confidence. She met her forever partner. I'm not saying it's directly attributed to that, but when she got in the program, she wasn't clear on her business and her life and the direction she wanted to go in. And we worked really hard on helping her clarify her purpose and how she wants to show up in her life and her business. And during the program, she started dating this person who is now her fiance, which is incredible. And there's just so much, growth in this process. It is a proven process. I am a trained certified high performance coach through Brendon Burchard. And this process I take you through over the 12 weeks is backed by research. It is implemented to some of the highest, by some of the highest performers in the world, like Oprah. Brendon is Oprah's personal coach, Richard Branson, top athletes, CEOs of Fortune 50 companies. And I tailor it to our audience, agency owners, people looking to have work-life integration. So I'm going to leave that link there for you. If you have any questions, please let me know. And enrollment closes tonight. So that's why I mention it. And this topic is aligned with this program because it's really about understanding your goals and not just settling for what's easy and what's comfortable. So I know it can feel really safe and comfortable, easy to stay with a client that maybe you've worked with for a while, or one that's paying and, it's fine, but, maybe the feeling you have, your gut is telling you it's time to move on. This isn't right. And the income might be consistent and reliable, but hold on, I lost my place. You're getting paid something or even getting paid what you're worth. Sometimes you look at it like, what's a pretty big retainer? And I should just shut up and put up. But, it's draining you. It is not in my mind, and I'm going to walk you through why I believe this and how to identify it yourself, but it's not worth what you're getting paid to put up or deal with a client that is frustrating you, that is not appreciating you, not respecting your boundaries. Is that guaranteed revenue worth the effort if you're just getting more and more frustrated with this client and in turn your business, right? So limiting beliefs keep you where you are, and they'll hold you back from the growth that you want. This is a limiting belief. It's comfortable, it's easy, it's a paycheck. I got to just go for it. And this is what having a business is. To some degree, yes, you have to deal with things that maybe are not pleasant, you don't love, it's not your ideal role in your business. But when you've been in a burnout reactive mindset for so long, it's easy to let these limiting beliefs win. But you need to feel confident in yourself and really own that value that you provide your clients and your ability to find work with top tier brands. And I'm going to underscore that last one with 3 exclamation points. Confident in your ability to find and work with top tier brands. So that eliminates the nervousness of losing a client, that scarcity mindset. Like, this is it. What if I don't find something to replace them or something better? What if there's nothing better out there for me? So we are going to dive into the 5 biggest signs that it's time to move on from a client. And then I'm going to shift and give you my best tips on how to professionally, gracefully exit a partnership. Okay, sound good? Give me high five, thumbs up, smile, heart, sound good. We're going to start with 5 times. It is 5 signs it is time to move on from a client. Yes, we're good. I wish I had a water to sip. Awesome. Okay. Who just said hi, Nelson? I just want to be sure I know who that is. Because I'm waiting for somebody very specific to join. Yes. Okay, cool. Number 1, you're not feeling satisfied with your agency. I truly believe that your business should light you up. Hi, Sally. Number 1, you're not feeling satisfied with your agency. So I truly believe that your business should light you up. But when there is a particular client that's getting in the way of that, it is likely time to move on, because this feeling of being uninspired and unmotivated is a key sign that a client isn't working out anymore. You really should enjoy the work you're doing for all of your clients and be excited to get them results and be excited to share wins with them. And have you ever had a client where you share a win and you're totally nervous because they're just going to pick it apart? Like, something isn't right, something isn't good enough, they're going to ask for something to be changed, even though we know that there's nothing factually inaccurate. And no matter what you do, they don't seem to be satisfied. That is incredibly draining. I want you to still get excited and love getting results for your clients. It should feel, I do. It feels so great, to be able to share a win. And you should enjoy the work that you're doing, even, and if everyone is filling you with dread, you may be dealing with a bigger issue here. And we really do get to the root of these feelings in Elevate, which is why this topic is aligned. And I'll drop that link here again. Again, you guys only have until tonight to join. You have to have a clear vision of what you want for yourself and your business. And have you even done that? Or if you have, do you revisit it regularly? Do you look at the vision and values? We work on a vision code, and we will revisit the vision that you have to ensure that the actions you're taking, the decisions you're making are aligned with that vision. So it's simple. You think about what you want your agency to look and to feel like. So what kinds of clients do you want to work with, and which services will you offer? Services that drag you down, drain you, feel like a drag. If you don't want to offer them, then don't, because it's not aligned with the feeling that you want your agency to bring to you in your life. You also want to think through how many hours a day do you want to work, and are you going to take off an additional day beyond just the weekend. I typically do not schedule meetings on Fridays. I tend to work a little under the radar. I'll catch up on writing. I'll catch up on, like, we're redesigning the Generation PR website right now. So I have to take Friday and probably this weekend to write the copy or update my website copy. And that means I'm thinking through again the services that I want to offer and how I want to be able to support clients, and probably eliminating some things, at least not putting them on the website, so that it doesn't bring in people looking for us to provide that service for them. So think through, do you want to work 4 days a week? Can you set up your business, or do you have to be on 24/7? Sometimes you take on a social media role for a client, and part of that is customer service, customer support online. That's a 24/7 role. So if you're doing that for the client, are you going to have your team members working on the weekends, or is that going to be you having to fill in? We're not doing that because I don't want to be on the hook nights and weekends. I want that time to be non-working hours, time with my family, and to truly disconnect. Also think through, the niches that you want to work in. What excites you? Are you going to do work in something that's really boring and draining just because you've done it all along, right? So if something doesn't align with your wants, it's out. It's time to prune. It's time to move on. So don't be afraid to be selective about this, because this is your life. This is your business. This is how you're spending your time. You deserve to work with clients that will energize you, light you up, and work on projects that inspire you. Okay? Can I get an amen on a Thursday? One of my mentors, like, can I get an AM on a Tuesday? Amen to that, right? I really, truly believe that. Number 2 is maybe you're not getting paid what you're worth. This one is an immediate red flag that you should likely move on. Thank you, Nicola. Maybe your client insists on paying you hourly. I'm sure Nelson's got something to say about that. You want to get away from hourly and even project-based, unless there are very clear boundaries and timeframes around your project. Retainers are what we should all be shifting over to if you are not already. Maybe the amount of work that you're doing for your client, it doesn't make that low retainer fee worth it anymore. And maybe the client's current rate is so far below no hourly ever, don't have to wonder who put that. It's so far below what you charge new clients that it's impossible to raise your rates enough to fix the issue. This happens with legacy clients. They get in early when you first start your business or first go out on your own, and maybe you're just like happy to have a client, so you oh my doggy, you undercharge. She is in the tightest little ball right now, and she just went why do I think my dog's little noises are so cute? That it's challenging. And I had this happen with a client. You can only raise them incrementally, and really only by adding services. It's really hard to be like, well, we're raising our rate, but you don't get anything else for it. But it's hard to get to current rates and current levels if they've been there since the beginning or since very early on. Whatever it is, you have to get out of there, because low-paying clients will drain you. They'll drain your energy and your resources and your business. And it can be tempting to continue because, hey, it's guaranteed revenue. But if you look at it in the long run, you're losing a lot, because, take a broader perspective, because the longer you spend working with low-paying clients who don't align with your agency vision, and that vision also includes your revenue, the fewer opportunities you have to work with other top-tier clients who do align with your wants. If you're working with a client that is taking your time and energy and your team's energy, that is a slot. If you're making half of what you would want to be making, you have to work 2 times as hard to make that revenue. You have to have 2 clients versus 1 at a higher rate. So it is doing you a disservice by maintaining this partnership. And this is the road to burnout. It is where you are, if you have to make as much money as you need to, and you need two clients to do that, you're working twice as hard. Burnout is on the horizon. Give me a thumbs up if that's ever happened to you in your business. For me, it has, and it's hard. It really sucks. It's hard to walk away from, guaranteed revenue, but it's actually doing your business a disservice, and yourself and your energy and the overall vision you have for your company. So I know, like, we're all here building this thing on our own because we want to craft the career of our dreams. So why would we waste our time and our resources and our bandwidth on clients who aren't pushing us toward that goal? Say no to what doesn't serve you and say yes to what lights you up. And this could also be their niche is no longer aligned with your vision, right? Like you've worked with them for a long time and you're kind of like, I don't want to work with this type of client anymore. This isn't really what I want to be doing. And your passion, your heart just isn't there anymore. And in those instances, it could also be a disservice for the client, because a lot of what we're doing is passionately telling these stories, sharing what we believe. If you don't believe in it or you're not excited by it, your pitches will fall flat, your results fall flat, and nobody wants that. It's not fair to the client. So release them into the wild and give them the opportunity to find somebody who would be extremely fired up to work with that client, because it's totally aligned with their niche and it is the right rate for them at that stage in their business. Think about members of our community as a potential referral. And a lot of times that makes it easier. We're going to talk about that. Like, it's, easier to foist a client onto somebody when you are giving them a referral so they don't feel completely left in the dust. Number 3, your client really isn't doing anything new or exciting. Maybe it's been a while since your client launched a new product. Things are getting stale. It happens. And if you have already run the gamut of pitching their hero products and, coming up with new angles and ideas for their slow movers, or pitched their new, their, like, something around their expertise. If you deal with clients that are experts or entrepreneurs and you're pitching their expertise or contributing to stories, and you've kind of exhausted the kinds of advice that they're able to give, you're struggling to match your client with niche trends, or you've just lost your steam with your pitches, maybe it is time to let go. And saying no and letting a client go, like I said earlier, it's an act of service to them, because moving on at that right time, it's part of delivering stellar service to clients. And you're allowing your soon to be former client to find someone who is that right fit for their brand. And sometimes what's best for a client is to bring someone who can look at it with fresh eyes and give them a new approach, a new perspective. So, reminding yourself that this will help you break the mindset, or I should say, reminding yourself of this, that you're doing them a service, will break the mindset that letting them go is bad business and giving them poor service. Yes, you may both experience feelings of disappointment or sadness, but, this is best for both of you in the long run. I even do this when we are not getting the traction we expect very early on. And I will tell the client, here's what I propose. I'm not going to make them stay in their 6-month or their 12-month contract if we really are not seeing what we would typically see. And, I'll say I could end after this month and we can kind of follow through on anything that's open so we can preserve your resources for other efforts. But it's not resonating with our contacts. Here's the feedback we're getting. And these challenges are going to take a while to resolve. And so maybe we pause, or maybe we part ways for now while you figure these things out. This is also why we vet clients in the beginning and really ensure that they have the resources, the team, the assets we need. All of this is inside also the Pitch Lab and the Agency Accelerator. So you know what resources, assets, what positioning the client has to have in order for you to even have a chance at success, right? And clients respect that. They'll say, I appreciate that, for the most part, right? They may say they respect it, and then down the road may try to blame you for, I don't know. It has happened. So that's why we have a really good contract inside of Agency Accelerator, so we can protect you there as well. But it is better for both of you in the long run, preserving their resources, letting them resolve some of their challenges, and for you not spinning your wheels and making your team feel exhausted and frustrated because they're just trying everything and nothing is working. It's not happening, right? Stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not happening, and let them go. Release them into the wild. Number 4, maybe you're turning down other work. You shouldn't be turning down work from potential partners that are aligned with the values and vision that you have for your company because of a client who is dragging you down, right? You may say, like, we don't have the bandwidth because of this other thing. It's taking a lot of our team's resources, or I just don't have the energy to onboard a new client right now. Plain and simple as that. If your client is dragging you down and you can't work with other clients, if you're saying no to clients that you would want to work with due to time constraints or maybe a conflict of interest, that's a big one. A conflict of interest, and you're like, I can't work with this brand because I'm already locked in with this company and it's draining me. Then you need to at least consider letting go of the client that is holding you back from those other opportunities. And this goes double if you're turning down higher paid, more exciting dream clients. And usually that happens when there's a conflict of interest, right? If there's no conflict, and it's higher paid and exciting, you'll find a way. But sometimes you're like, I can't. And this happened to me for years with a client that I worked with for a decade. And everybody in their mind was a conflict. And I was so afraid to lose them, but they were really draining me. I was so afraid to lose them that I was like, okay. And I kind of let that other business owner tell me how to run my business. She saw everybody in their niche as a conflict, even though they were like one part of an overall greater niche. And so I let it trap me. And I think I lost a lot of bigger opportunities because of that fear-based mindset, So a client that is only causing you exhaustion, maybe overwhelm and frustration, is not worth the lost revenue and excitement of other opportunities. So if one single client sends you into a plateau in your business and your growth just flatlines, then you need to let go of that client. And we've had clients on our roster grow into bigger, kind of like marquee clients over time. But those are clients that we love. And it's always hard to let go of a partner, but something bigger and better will come along. I know this to be true. I have to remind myself of this every time I've had a door close, even if it's like, oh my God, I'm so bummed out, or we weren't expecting that and that stinks. Something better has come along, something more aligned, something with a higher rate comes along. So I've gotten new clients, like I said, higher caliber ones, in my opinion, within days of letting go of older clients. Like one of my biggest clients for 4 years before they got acquired, was the day after I let go of that client who was draining me and limiting my potential with partners. And it was like, if I had any doubt that it was time to part ways, that new client coming into the door just shut down that thought immediately. So focus your energy on intentionally creating a business that you love, and the right clients will find you. It's not just creating a business you love, but having those case studies that are really aligned with your niche and using that as a magnet to draw in other clients. like maybe you've gotten all you can out of this old client. You've got a great case study, but there's really not much more that you need to partner with them for. Yes, Nelson says he is a big believer that when one door closes, another one opens. Absolutely. You have to be open to it. You have to have that confidence because you might actually miss it. If you're not open to receiving that message, if you're not clear eyes and receptive, there might be a little nudge that you brush off and you miss it. So sometimes the door opening might be subtle, and you need to allow that to come in and be receptive to those messages. It might not be as obvious as a client reaching out to you through your website and saying, I want to retain your services. It could be, focusing on, I mean, not to like sell you right now, but it could be you're on this live because you need to know about Elevate, because things in your business are stagnant and stale. You feel a little bit burnt out in your company and you're learning about Elevate because that's the door that's opening for you to reevaluate, to clarify your vision. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't always look how you expect it to. Okay. So, that's how, if you like learn or know anything about manifestation, it is letting go of the how and trusting the universe has your back, right? So I love that, Nelson. Maybe you're into the woo a little bit. I love it, right? Okay, and number 5, clearly this is when it's time to go. You don't feel valued or respected. Oof. It's a big one, because if you're dealing with a lot of scope creep, communication issues, you send them a time sensitive. I know Nelson had this happen with the New York Times. Client was nowhere to be found, or ghosted an interview. Just, that's your connection. That is your relationship that benefits your agency and your other clients. And you have this client that does not give a crap about, that work you've done for them. Maybe it's a lack of praise. This is a gaslighting technique, right? The lack of praise, kind of making you feel like, that was good, but this other company, that's better. Or it could have been better if it had XYZ. And you're like, are you kidding me right now? Let me give you an example of this. My client was on the Ellen DeGeneres show Mother's Day giveaway. I had 2 clients. And one of them, we were there in the green room watching the episode, and I brought the founder of the company with me from one client, and then I had some team members from the other client. And we're in there and we're watching when they're announcing, and they were like, this baby brand is a favorite of celebrities like Gwen Stefani, Angelina Jolie, Katie Holmes. Like, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing, right? And they're showing it. They've got a baby wrapped in it. They've got it on the table. And the team there, who have also been living in fear of the owner, the founder, not the founder, the CEO of the company, because they know her lens and how she's going to view things. They're like, she is not going to like how it's merchandised on the table. And I'm like, what? Look at this. Ellen is holding this baby wrapped in this blanket, and she mentioned all these celebrities and put them on the board on the screen, right? With the babies wrapped in this company's blankets. Like, to me, this is a total home run. And, she's like, it's the softest thing ever, and blah, blah, blah. And then there was a piece of it where there was like a flash sale. And we didn't participate in the flash sale for one brand, but the other one did, because they don't have a contract with retailers that says, we can't undercut you. So the first brand couldn't participate in the flash sale because they're not contractually allowed to undercut retailers on these products. Okay, does it make sense? So lo and behold, we're like, oh my God, it's amazing. Wait till you see it. Taped on a Wednesday, aired on a Thursday. And she was like, it just looked like crap on the table. It didn't even look good. And it was so crazy. The team called it. They knew. And I was like, but. And then when we didn't participate in that flash sale, she was like, this was a huge missed opportunity and we should have found a way to do it. And this was not worth it. The amount that we spent on the products to get on this show, and this was when it was like actually affordable. Now it is completely cost prohibitive for any small or medium sized company. She was like, I don't think it's worth it. And I was like, what? And you're just, sometimes clients will do this to make you work harder, to make you always feel like your position is not secure, so that you will work harder. I don't believe this is the way to motivate my team or anybody that's supporting me. I do believe that we should get praise, appreciation, feel valued for the work we're doing, right? Scope creep. The funny thing is that for years, when I would sit on SEO calls, I don't do that anymore, but the SEO team would tell us that the number one and number two like search terms included Ellen DeGeneres show. So people were coming up with this brand in search because of that alignment with the Ellen DeGeneres show in the keywords. They wouldn't have been able to do that without. So like this was the most profitable search term for them for years, like at least 3 years. And never, sold more products than anything in Google search because of that affiliation. And they never said, maybe that was a good thing for us. So never felt appreciated, always felt on eggshells. Give me a thumbs up or a heart if that resonates with you and you've had that happen with clients where like no matter what you do, they're gonna find a tiny thing to nitpick and not be happy. And you feel gaslit, like you're not good at what you do, or like you didn't do a great job. Like this must be my fault, right? They didn't say XYZ. Give me a thumbs up or a heart if this has happened to you. And you're like, we gave them that verbiage and the client's going to think we didn't, but this is what they picked to put. And this is where they picked to link. And I can't ask them to change the link. This is the number one thing clients want changed. Can you just have them link from Amazon over to our site? And it's like, no, because Amazon's their affiliate. Where'd you go, guys? Come on. I'm here. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to myself. We've felt this, yeah? Thumbs up, heart, give me something. I know there's like a bit of a delay. It's weird. I'm like just talking to myself. Okay. Okay. We don't want to work with someone who doesn't respect our contributions or our expertise. Maybe we are here, but you felt this, right? We've all felt this. We shouldn't. Oh, hi, Serena. Oh, Larissa, look, we secured 20 plus articles under 60 days for 2 million in ad value equivalency. And the CEO said, I thought we'd have more. Right? This is also why we focus very heavily in Agency Accelerator on expectation setting and getting that aligned right at the beginning. But sometimes they say they get it, and then that happens, like Larissa explained, and then you're like, this guy's never going to be happy. I freaking crushed it. They're never going to be happy. So we all know the golden rule. If you've talked about this with your client, I don't think a lot of people would actually feel confident to bring it up. And I don't know that I would either. But I might say something like, this is a total home run, this is like worth this XYZ. This is like a very challenging placement to get. Like our team is freaking out. We're so excited, like I'm not going to let your negativity drag me down. We're pumped. This is still my work product and you might not see the value in it, but in your case study, your competitor is going to see the value and they're going to say, I wish we got that. So you might not appreciate it, but now this is my work product and I will use it in a case study to get your competitor to hire me when I let you go because you are not nice or appreciative. So it's the golden rule. We want to treat others the way that we would want to be treated. Don't allow your client to walk all over you and treat you with disrespect, all the while you are giving them the respect that you don't deserve. Larissa said they got $10 million 3 months later in their first round of seed funding because they're in the media. What do we say? 20 articles with that much reach. And they're getting funded because now they're hot shit, right? Because the media is talking about them. They're, the darling. And so investors flock. And that's how you know. And the client is going to suck, but that case study is going to be bomb, Larissa. And she said, that's exactly what I'm doing, getting a rad case study. So you have to be very clear with yourself about why you're letting go of this particular client and what your ideal client looks and feels like. So you have to settle into that feeling. How do they treat you? What does that relationship look like? What is that level of trust between you and the client? We have clients, they pay us great retainers and they leave us alone because they trust us. We become an extension of their team. I want it to be fun and playful when we connect with them. I don't want it to be like, even when there's like a culture difference, like some cultures are very buttoned up and very serious. We had a call yesterday with a client in Singapore, and they've typically been very very buttoned up. And we just get them to loosen up and laugh a little bit. And it changes, it just changes the way that the relationship feels. So, what is that level of trust? This is really important. And it is a part of what we do when we dig into this in Elevate, in that group coaching program that closes tonight, So I'm going to link it again here. We are going to help you visualize dream clients so that you can attract that kind of energy to your business and have that clarity around your ideal clients, how you want them to make you feel. Having that clarity really does help get them through the door. You become a magnet for what it is you're wanting and seeking. And it also makes it really easy to say no. Those no's become very clear with the potential clients that come along. You're going to be like, this just isn't right for me. And you won't feel as bad saying no to those opportunities because it is very clear. Even if you have FOMO, even if you feel like that might be something I'm missing out on, you trust your gut, you trust that vision you created for yourself and your business. And if it's aligned, it's a hell yes. And if it's not, it's a very easy no. And you probably will save yourself a lot of headache and heartache in the long run. So we covered the top 5 reasons. We know it's time. I will add to that too, if they don't respect you and your value, but also your boundaries. And clients that think they should have access to you all the time. They don't respect your time with family. I had a client like that as well. I've talked about that before. It's gross, in my opinion. I'm hiring a very important role in my business, and I made it really clear to them that I have the same vision that she is expressing to me that she has for her company and her life. She has 3 kids. She has built her team a certain way. I think she was a little bit like, don't worry, I'm still involved. I'm like, I get it. I'm hiring you guys because I think our visions are aligned, our values are aligned. And I don't want you to worry that I think, if you're with your family, that our work isn't getting done. That's no way to live. I trust that you have all of the pieces in place to be effective. And it doesn't matter to me where you are when you're working. If it gets done, it gets done. If you guys are responding in a timely manner, that's fine. Because I sent her an urgent message on a Sunday, and I was like, I need to talk to you immediately because it was like a kind of urgent thing. And I made it very clear, I don't normally do this. And I won't do this if we work together. This is just a rare situation. We'll talk next week, but I would love to just hear back from you that we can talk early next week. She got it, and yeah, so just, make sure that it's aligned and your clients respect your boundaries. So now we're going to talk about how to let go, how we're going to fire. We're going to, tuck and roll out of this client relationship, no matter how long you've worked together. It could be for, really early on. It could be years and years. You got to respect that the process might be a little bit different. So the first thing you have to do is you have to check your contract. Check the agreement, look at what the client signed. If you've committed to a 6-month retainer, if so, you likely should, if there's no reason like you're not getting results, right? Like I will go to a client and say, we have 6 months, but we're 3 months in and it's kind of not happening. It's up to you, right? In those instances, I let them decide. And I've had clients that are like, please just keep going. Like we trust, you, and if we'll revisit again next month. If you have signed a 6-month and you're looking to get out of it just because of, clients not making you feel great, try to finish out those 6 months and then you can move on and let them know 30 days before the end of the contract or whatever is stated in the terms of your agreement. Show them that you respect them, you respect their time and their budget by doing this right away. Give them that 30 days notice. And it'll give your client a little time to find someone that will take over once your partnership ends, or, even better if it's you that provides that trusted referral. And someone else, like I said, is going to find greater joy, fulfillment, appreciation, for this opportunity than you do. And your client will probably be benefited by having that partnership versus yours. So give them notice as early as you can. And you can let them know that you will be kind of moving on after the contract for whatever reason feels right. You can say we're taking the agency in a different direction. We are eliminating services. We're no longer working in this niche. We've decided to focus on this, that, and the other. Whatever feels right and honest. We're not going to go and lie and try to foist a client and lie about it. But they probably will want a reason, and it's not a time to pick on them and say, well, you don't respect me and it's not fun. And I, like none of that. Obviously keep it high level, keep it professional. Number 2, you're going to remind yourself of your value. It's going to be a tough conversation, whether you've worked with them for 6 months or 6 years. And it is normal to be nervous and feel scared about how this chat is going to go. You've developed a relationship with this client and you want to respect what you've built together, even though it's time to move on. And the situation should be approached with care. So when you have this feeling where your nerves are kind of taking over, it might make you want to back out of your decision. Or, some people will send an email. Think about how you typically communicate with the client. Do you have a weekly call, biweekly? Maybe it's a discussion on the phone. That's like the big girl way. My husband's like, you need to get on the phone and have this. And I'm like, but it's so much easier over email. It feels really good to have that conversation because you can control the tone, you can answer questions. But if you're just like, we always talk over email and that feels like a better fit for me, I think that's less professional, but it's better than letting it linger and drag on. So you should take a step back and remind yourself why you're doing this. This is where your value in yourself, your confidence in your position as the leader of your company, that this is the best thing for you and for your team and your company. So you are looking at this like you're burnt out, you're in need of a change. These are the things that you're going to remind yourself of. Maybe you're letting go of a client so that you can up level your revenue. If you like that client, maybe try to say like, this is well below market rate and it's been so great working with you, but it's really like not the level where we are now. And we're 3x this. And if you want to come on the ride, great. But if not, like, it's time to move on. Maybe you're leaving behind a client that's been dragging you down mentally and financially. That's like a clear, okay, I got this. This isn't the right path for me. Whatever it is, you need to continue to remind yourself in that hard conversation, this is a valid and important reason for letting a client go. And the peace that you're going to feel in this new stage, in your agency and your life, is more than worth the discomfort of this conversation. When you let them go, it is as if you have released 100-pound weight that has just been on your shoulders for months. Have you guys ever experienced that? It is like, woo! Thank God. Like, I'm just looking at this note here for me. I'm going to drop a link here. This is when you are like, I am free as a bird. When I let go of that client that was underpaying, underappreciating, limiting my opportunities to work in my niches that I was an expert in. They were not respecting my boundaries, and they were like gaslighting me basically and making me feel like I wasn't good at what I was doing, even though I know that I am. And we were getting results that proved it. She said, can you come down here to the offices and train the team for an hour so we could take over your role? How disrespectful is that? You think you're going to learn what I know how to do in an hour? Cool. So I packed my car full of samples that I was keeping in my office to ship out, and, returning samples, and got my little training document. Like, I'm ready. Here's how you pitch the media, good luck. And yeah, can you believe that? And I drove down. So I live in Sherman Oaks, which is the San Fernando Valley. I'm about in traffic, like an hour and 15 minutes from LAX. They were near LAX. So I'm driving away from this meeting. This is like, oh my God. And I'm in traffic. It is bumper to bumper. She called me down there at like 3 o'clock on a Friday, like, the worst time for traffic. I'm bumper to bumper traffic leaving. The level of like lightness that I felt in my body, I put on like, Beyonce. I cranked it up. I was listening to Who Run the World, Girls, and I was rocking out in my car. I'm like, woohoo! I was so excited. And as I'm getting home from this meeting late on that Friday, so long, it took me like an hour and a half. I was so happy. I've never been happier to sit in traffic. That's when I got the email from a competitor that was way bigger, and on my dream client list. And I ended up tripling in my proposal, I tripled my rate, because I was like, I've been doing this for 10 years and I'm at a rate that is like probably what it should have been at in my third year. I tripled it in the proposal. They said, let's get started. And that was that. And it was literally one door closes and that next day another one opened, next week on a Monday. But that's how it goes, So if you are ready to let go of your frustrating clients, you want to build an agency that truly reflects your vision that you have for your life and your business and your energy and the impact you want to make in this world and the example you want to set for your family and your friends, the time you want to have for your friends and the people that matter, this is what we focus on in Elevate. And the new cohort of this very high level group coaching experience is closing tonight. So when you enroll, we will work together for 12 weeks. You get access to me. We will focus on creating a plan for you. And it's very customized and tailored for you. And this is for that high performing, the person that wants more out of life. Like, there's more for yourself than just where you are. You're ready for that next level of growth, and you want to be around other high level, positive people that are going to lift you up. That's why we elevate. Like, we work together, we elevate each other. We're going to work when you're around, people that have a goal to be the best version of themselves, to run their business in the best way that they can. And they're high performers, and we're all working towards the same goal. So there's no envy or jealousy. Serena's enrolled. There's no envy. There's no jealousy. It is all like, yes, you did that. And if you can do it, I can do it too. It's about seeing what is possible, unlocking new levels of presence, aliveness, deeper connections, impact, influence, all of the things that are the reasons why we started our own business, personal time with family and friends, deepening connections that are the most important to you. So that's what Elevate is. I dropped the link there if you're interested. That will give you the information. And it is a 12-week, very high touch group coaching with a scientifically researched and proven framework that I teach to that framework and tie in. Like, other coaches know this methodology, I make it for our community. So if you've ever been looking for like a business coach, life coach, but a lot of business coaches out there don't build businesses like ours. They're coaching other coaches, right? They're not building agencies. They're not recruiting this type of client. So they could be great coaches, but they're not doing what it is we're doing. That's what Elevate is here for. So I'm certified in this methodology, and we have adapted it to meet the needs of our agency community, and it is going to be so good. So join me and Serena and others inside Elevate. Let me know if you have any questions. I will stay on for like another minute. And let me know. Let me know how we're feeling. Are we feeling good? Any questions? I just appreciate you guys being here. There's quite a few of you on here. If anybody's thinking about or considering, click that link. And then when you are over there, let me know if that sparks curiosity or additional questions, or you want some clarification. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I would love to work with you. This is like really the only way to work closer with me on, if you want that level of kind of support and guidance, and, this is training. Come join us. So thank you guys so much for being here. I'll take that as no questions. Larissa, good luck with this client. Sounds like you're doing a phenomenal job, and you will get a kick-ass case study that you can leverage. So bye. And look at those metrics she has. She's already figured it out. 20 plus articles in the first 2 months with an ad value equivalency of $2 million. And they got $10 million of seed funding in the first round 3 months later, directly related to the impact she made with those press hits. Beautiful case study. Long gone. Okay, good. Yes. I was looking back at the numbers and thinking that. Okay, you are so welcome. You guys are so welcome. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for always tuning in to learn something. We learn together because we build out this content for you. To build our businesses and improve our lives. And I learned so much by developing content for this community and trying to stay top of our game and all of the things. So I wouldn't be able to do that if it weren't for you guys showing up week after week. So thank you so much for being here. And I will see you guys next week on the Pitching Powerhouse podcast and our Facebook Live here. Thank you so much. See you soon. Log in and join Elevate. You're going to love it. It's amazing. Okay. Bye.